I started that night off with a wine Wednesday from my apartment, so I was coming in hot. And she looked good from where I was standing, and I kept it going that night. We met at House of Blues downtown during a Gin Blossoms concert.
The day before Valentine's Day, so February 13th.
On the 13th.
Very random happenstance in why we're moving.
My cousin and his wife were going through house purchases, and since I'm in construction, they want to know what I can see that they don't see. And so I'm looking at walls, they're looking at layout, I'm looking at stains, I'm looking at trim, age, all kinds of other stuff. They're looking at, other things that people want to know about their home.
Layouts.
So while we were doing that, I realized I hate everything in Houston. Hate it all.
The townhomes are they're tall and skinny, and you've got 4 floors, and you're running up and down all the time. Nothing is cohesive. Nothing makes sense.
You're staring out of your windows into other windows, so you get to wash your dishes and say hi to your neighbor and that kind of thing. It's not for me. It's not for us.
Or watch what they're watching on television.
So while we were in the Heights, we stumbled across a flyer for,
a big giant billboard.
No, I don't know if it was a smaller billboard at the time, but they had flyers and said coming soon, White Oak. Right, it still had Lucky's Pub on site, so we didn't have anything to look at other than the flyer. We made a couple of phone calls to Andy,
the sales guy,
and we made a meeting happen. And I was just touching base. We
getting some feelers out.
Yeah.
We met with Mike and Andy downstairs, and we came up here, and they showed us around, and I was still kind of on the fence, and then Andy was like, or Mike, I think, said, hey, see that outdoor space? You could have that on your roof. And I went, sold.
Yeah, she didn't say it just like that. She was keeping it all internal, but they got me with customization, being able to, they said, as soon as they said, you can move your walls wherever you want to inside your space and do whatever you want, that's what I was missing, because you can't get that in Houston with any of these prefab, buildings.
Wasted space is his pet peeve. He doesn't want hallways. He doesn't want any wasted space. And
all open plan, no halls, calculated stairs, and this really nailed everything on the head.
It checked all the boxes.
Checked all the boxes.
That we didn't even know that we wanted.
I knew I wanted it. She found out. One of the best things about customization is working with Darren. He's the designer for working with Mike for White Oak, and we started conversations about, hey, can we get a little bit more of your private time, because the 2 hours that they give us for someone like me, nowhere near enough. And he said, absolutely, let's talk about it, and we've just really enjoyed the journey. It's been fantastic.
We've looked at stuff on our own and kind of built a portfolio of things that we are interested in, and the kind of the direction that we want to go, and kind of narrowing that down. And Darren's been good.
It's great working with like-minded people like us, and they're very accommodating to my madness and the things that I don't like to move on. And as a matter of fact, the whole experience has been tremendous.
What I am most excited about is all the kitchen stuff, the refrigerator. I mean, we hate our current refrigerator, and the refrigerator that we have picked out, I'm just so ecstatic. I know he is most excited about the stove. We both like to cook, and we both like to prepare a meal together and spend time together, and having those two things is going to be phenomenal.
I like, we have we got a unit where we are able to get roof access, and being able to have a very wonderful showcasing of the stairs and the chandelier, lights, everything, just kind of really opens up while connecting and bringing everything together. We have an open spot, and it's just floor to ceiling, wonderful views even with inside the unit, and then we get to go outside and enjoy all of the Houston downtown.
Yeah, we like having people over, and now we're going to have the space to do it.
Yes.
Because we've had a bunch of people over in our small little apartment, and
we look like porters.
It's too cramped, and he gets anxious when there's too many people in a small little space because they're touching his stuff, and now we can just send them outside.
Yeah, I'll have more protection of some of my things that I don't want anyone to look at, and we can have more of a dedicated area to the fun stuff like food and alcohol.
Yeah. Working with Mike and his team has been just tremendous because I don't know of any other builder that's actually going to take the time to sit there and listen to you and take into account what you want.
Yeah.
And we call this our forever home. So we are designing this to be in forever. We're not looking to flip it. We're not looking to be there for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're looking to be there long term. And he has been nothing but gracious in allowing us to expand on our ideas.
Right. We might even put a handicap access for whenever we're too old to stand on our own and, get up the stairs. Just for planning purposes.
Future planning.
Yeah, that's right. Make it easier. Get it already in.